Hi YouTube, this is Trish. I'm coming back at you with the other video that I told you I was going to do, which was the dolphin with the diamond ceiling. Remember we rolled over it and everything like that? Well, we're going to get to sealing it today, and we're going to frame it today. But I have to read the directions to see how long we'll have to sit and wait for the sealant to dry. So I'll have to put on my glasses and read that real quick, like in a fast in a hurry. But I got everything set up so that we can do it together. Because like I said, we're going to do it together. Okay. It says... oh, it only has a wait time of about 30 minutes. But I think I might give it a little bit longer than that. But I won't make you wait. It'll seem like we waited 30 minutes. But I'm going to wait 30 minutes. But I'm not going to make you wait 30 minutes. You know what I mean. This is what they call technology nowadays, you know. So, I'm going to prep up the container because I have seen other YouTubers with this particular, like I said, I got that from Toomey. It has a little hole on the top. If you don't pop a little hole right there, it won't come out. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop that little hole to make it come out. And then I'll move you down and we'll do it together, okay? Give me 1 second. Oh, that came out real smooth. Okay, now we can move forward. Okay. You ready to slide on down? Slide on down. Come on down, come on down, come on down, like the Price is Right, you know. There's only a few people that probably remember that show. I mean, it's still on the air, but not everybody remembers it because they don't watch it. Okay. There's that. Straighten out that board. Straighten out y'all. Move you back a little bit so we can get you all nice and tight in there. Okay, so I hear this stuff comes out a little bit thick, and I got 2 different paint brushes. Remember I told you you can get some at the 99-cent store, but my husband, he does paintings, so he has plenty enough brushes around the house, but you can get some at the dollar store, and then there's this one that came with it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to brush it all over the place with this bigger brush because I think it's going to spread a little bit better. And then I'm going to do the edges with the little bitty brush, okay? So let's get to getting this on there. Let's squeeze her out, squeeze her out, squeeze her out. Ooh, I hope it doesn't dry like this color because I don't really like this. See, it's looking a little creamy. Let's rub her around, rub her around, rub her around. But the other, uh-oh, one of the diamonds fell off already. I gotta get the tweezers. I gotta find out where that one went. I'll find out where that one went. Oh, there it goes, right there. I see exactly where it came out from. See, that's what I was fearful of. I get over excited and okay. Anyway, back to what I was doing. There we go. Whoa! Okay, let's use the paintbrush and see if that's better. Ooh. Seems to be working about the same as the spongy on the top. It don't make that much of a difference. But some other YouTubers will say to put this on a little bit on the thicker side. Some people will say put it on a little bit thinner. It's more for your liking. Because this was one that was popping off, you know, like, but I think it's where I live too. I think because of the heat, it's not necessarily the humidity, I think it's more the heat, because I live in California. And let me get a little napkin here for my hands, because I'm getting the tube and myself and everything else. Like I said, I'm about my napkins, because I really don't like the hands too sticky. Ooh, and the bottle got a little sticky. Okay, back at it. Oh, now we got paper on our hands. Let's get that off. Okay, back to what we were doing here. Anyway, out here in California, we have either a really dry heat, or when it does get humid, it gets real humid. Like, oh, real humid. Oh, that seems to be working a little bit better, If I only go one direction on this. Yeah, because see, like I said, I got it to try it. But it seems to be working better when you go one direction at a time. They go one direction, one direction, one direction, one direction, and then I'm probably putting it on a little bit thicker than I should, but I'm putting it in a room behind glass. I'm putting it in the frame, of course, but I'm also putting in a bathroom. So I don't want to ruin it. So, I don't want it, the steam. I don't know what I was having trouble figuring out what that word was. Sometimes I stumble over my words. My tongue gets all twisted. Oh, there's a lot of that in there. Okay, let's go. Let's keep it going. Let's it going. I hope y'all enjoyed that cooking video I did for that fried chicken, because it was delicious. Boy. I wind up having it for a snack later on that night. It was so good. I could not wait for the next day. We were snacking on it that night. I don't think that the smell was just too much in the house. It was a nice aroma all over the house. I'm gonna have to turn it, because it might just be me, but I like to make sure that I get in little nooks and crannies of this. There we go. Just a little bit. There we go. See, I think I'm probably putting too much. I mean, if I am, and there's somebody out there that does ceilings more often than I do, because this is the first time I'm doing it. So I've watched a couple other people seal, and some of them will do a thicker seal. See, one of my stones is trying to pop up on me. No trying to escape. And then I've seen others that just lightly go over theirs. So, I think it's just depending on what you want. Because either way, it's going to give it a glossy finish. But it depends on what room I think you're putting it into, and if you're going to put it inside of a frame or no frame, or things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how you want to hang it. There we go. Because that edge looks like it's a little bit dry. Whoa. Yeah, see, it's starting to get a little bit tacky right there. So that means it's drying. That's the other thing. Because what I've been doing is, because I'm not on Facebook. I'll admit it. I'm not on Facebook. So I can't join the Facebook community, Diamond Arts, through Facebook because I don't have a Facebook. Not that I don't enjoy Facebook. It's just, I seem like I learn a lot more because there's more tutorials on YouTube. So I watch a lot of other content creators in regards to how to do these particular things and which kind of products to buy and which kinds of accessories to buy and things like that, and what works for them and what doesn't work for them. And then I kind of feel them out. You know, if they're sounding a little doubtful, then I may or may not use it or try it. I did get that stone placer, the Diamond Art stone placer, because of the fact that I had heard a lot of positive things about people who had a lot of problems with their hands. Like, I find that it's more on the educational side than on the negative side. And I get a lot of tips and tricks from other content creators. I mean, I'm not, I can't say that I'm a content creator. I'm just a crafter that likes to show y'all what I'm doing. But I think we're all good here. So I'll put the lid on this because I know that it says you've got to make sure you put the lid back on when you're done. Okay, oop, there's the pop. That's what you got to look here for. And then I got to wash this brush out. But anyway, I'm going to raise you back up. And we'll discuss the dinner last time. Let this dry. And we'll have a little chitty chat, okay? For just a little bit. And then, technology nowadays, you won't have to wait the 30 minutes. Because I'll wait the 30 minutes, but you won't have to. So, when I get ready to put her in the frame, trim her down and everything, because we'll do that together. But, technology is what it is. So it's going to seem like it's tomorrow, but it's really probably not going to be. But it's going to look like it because of the fact that this has to dry. Okay, so I'm going to raise you back up so we can have a little chitty chat. Oh, I only had to raise you once. Okay, cool. That works out. I've been fooling around with trying to make sure that we can see each other. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed that cooking video. Nobody's let me know that they didn't, so I'm going to continue making them because I really had a good time making that chicken. And just to give you a little insight on that, that was the day I had my mother's memorial. And because she loved chicken, she loved fried chicken so much, I felt like she was with me the whole time I made the chicken. It was just delicious. And I had never, I had made chicken previously, like I said. I make fried chicken quite a bit because that's one of the meals that my husband and I both really enjoy. But for some reason, that night when I was making it, I felt like she was in the room and she was guiding me to make sure that it was extra special. And man, did it taste extra special. Like, it had just an amazing flavor. And that gravy, that Hunt's, I was thinking Hunt's, like, you think Hunt's ketchup, not Hunt's gravy. But it was a Hunt's country gravy. And man, you'd have thought it was homemade gravy. It was so delicious. And I know a lot of people would probably prefer the homemade mashed potatoes, like cutting up some potatoes and things like that. But I try to do meals that are a little bit more quick. Because like I was saying in the cooking video, my husband works very odd hours because of his job. So there's sometimes that he has to come home and eat really late, and so we'll eat supper late. And sometimes he'll, I have to cook before he goes to work, because he can work some graveyard hours. So it just depends on what schedule he's working. But if he's working in the morning, then he can be home for a hot meal. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a job that you know, that work. People that don't work, you can fix up your supper whenever you want. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, when you're an adult, you don't really kind of have rules. But for some reason, I just have always had it set in my mind. I've gotten a little bit more lax since I've gotten older about it, but I used to have it. Dinner was on the table at 6:30. Well, now that I've gotten a little bit older, now I've gotten a little bit more laxed about the 6:30, and I'll kind of go maybe 7 latest to get it on the table. 7:15. I don't like to go later than that, because, you know, if you go to bed fairly early, all your food's still sitting on your stomach, and that ain't good for you. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to yak your ear off. So, with the technology we have now, it's going to seem like tomorrow, but it'll just be later on to let this dry. Okay? So, we'll be back in a little bit to get this cut up, trimmed up, and framed. So, give me just a few minutes so that we can give this time to dry and relax and finish up doing what it needs to do. Hey guys, remember we were working on that diamond art. We were waiting for it to dry. Well, it's dry now. I'm going to show you what she looks like now. And then what I'm going to do is I'll put a little light on her so you can see she's more shiny than she was before. The paper isn't as stiff as I thought it was going to be. See, it's got a little bit of flexibility, not like a lot, but it's got a little bit of flexibility, which is not a big deal because, like I said, we're going to put it in a frame. So let me get this flashlight on here. Okay. So, see? I don't know if the flashlight really does it a lot of justice when it comes to glossy or not, but we'll put her down and you can see it. Oh yeah, you can tell down. Okay, so when we go down to do the framing and all that stuff, I'll show you what it looks like with the flashlight on it. In the sealant, I didn't use very much of it. And remember how we applied it pretty thick? Well, I thought, remember we were talking about how, ooh, I think that's a little bit much. Well, it wasn't. So it was real nice. It was real nice. It came out real nice, and it covered everything. None of the gems popped off. And even with me moving it like I was moving it, because I moved it around a lot and I kept touching it to see if it was still, if it was tacky or anything like that, and it wasn't. So, and I didn't use this brush at all because see how flimsy? I think I like the stiffer brush. I think that that might be one of the little tips to this, because the sponge works too. And I did notice that that top edge, when I lower you down, I'll explain what I mean by the upper edge. When I was looking at it while it was drying, it looked like it wasn't too shiny. Like everywhere else was getting a little bit shiny, so I just applied a little bit with the sponge, and a couple of the gems popped up. And so I just ran over it real smooth and slowly with the sponge. And like one gem decided to try to, you know, leap off the page. And so what I did was I just slowed down a little bit just to put a light coating right there. And it worked just fine. And remember, we're going to put her in the frame. So I'm going to remind you of the frame, just in case you didn't watch the previous video when I got the frame from Amazon. But this is the frame, and I thought it was plastic, and it's not. It's a metal. Okay? So that's what we're going to do to finish this one up. So I got to lower you down so I can show you the shininess and everything. Let me get this out of the way because we don't need this anymore. We'll move that over there. We don't need the paintbrush no more because we're done with all that. So let me lower you down. Okay. Okay, let me put on my glasses. Okay, so see how it looks? Well, look what the shining, what it does for the shininess to it with the light on it. See how it gets shinier and shinier? The higher I go with the light, the more it shines. So I really, really like that. So it looks like a high gloss picture without being so costly. So we're going to trim her up, but let's get this frame opened up because I'm kind of curious about something. Yep, I am going to have to. This picture is actually smaller than the frame. Anyway, we'll make her work. So, what I do, which I'm going to move this diamond art because, like I said, I can move it around and everything, and it doesn't do anything to it to damage or anything like that. So, let's get to opening this frame. There we go. Take that off. And what I do is I take all the pieces out like that. Peel this protective film. Okay. Well, how am I supposed to get this protective film off of here? There we go. Okay, there's one of them. There's the other one. I didn't even notice that. I'm glad I looked as soon as I picked up the... So what I usually do, let me pull you back a little bit towards me and pull you out so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so what I do usually, and this is what I do for all my pictures that I want to frame. This top edge up here, where it has all this information, I don't need that. So I'm gonna put it in a different book that has, you know, with the, it's for my own personal reference. It's not necessarily, you know, like I can put a note on the back of the date that I did it. I don't necessarily need that on there. Okay, what a little wonky with the, these are brand new scissors, so I'm still getting kind of used to them. You know how when you get brand new scissors, they're a little bit tight. I'm used to my old trusty scissors that are real super loose. But it's okay, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So I'm not worried about that one bit. Okay, let's get that off. And then I'll clean up these edges, because like on some of the edges I still have where the old scale was, the chart was for the diamonds, stones, gems, whatever you want to call them. There, it still has a little bit, like it just depends on which company you're going through, how close to the actual artwork they go. And sometimes they get pretty doggone close to it. Like this one was real close to it. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Well, I might have cut it. Yeah, you can't see it. I was going to show it to you, but, oh no, it's right here. See how those little lines? You might not be able to see it, but they look like little dashes. I don't want to keep that in the picture. So I trimmed that up a little bit. Here's the other one, that same thing. It's got that little bit of scale on it that I don't want. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so there's the painting, and we're going to put her this way, center her up, right smack dab in the middle. And because I don't have a backing, normally I buy like construction paper, which I have construction paper all over this house. Like I said, we're some crafting people, so typically we have all kinds of craft supplies. I usually will just take ribbon, craft ribbon, and ribbon around the edges, but I didn't buy any because I didn't want to distract from the actual diamond art itself on this one. So I could use a piece of construction paper, like a black piece of construction paper or white piece of construction paper, but this one I'm just going to go ahead and use the back of this, which was the original artwork that came in the painting. Because once you have the back on, you're not going to see it no more. Okay, so we're going to put that in there, back in there, and then we'll put the back on it again and hope that her she don't slide around and get all crazy like, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they can get a little tricky on you and want to slide away on you. So let's pick her up and turn her around, and we'll see together how she looks. Uh-oh, I got something inside the frame. I'll have to take it out. So, but there's how we frame her. But I've got to get that out. That'll drive me crazy. There's a piece of lint or something in there. I gotta get that out of there. Must have been a piece of lint on my couch that I didn't see. That got picked up on that paper. Let's get everything back out again. Yeah, I don't like when that does that. Okay, so we'll put her back all together again. Put her back together. And what I usually do before I hang them up, because with me touching all over the outside of it like that, I usually take a little bit of Windex and I spray it down and all that stuff to shine her up. Okay, that's just what I do. I mean, everybody does theirs a little bit differently. Okay, back to what I was doing, so I don't yak your ears off tonight or today. I hope y'all are having a great day. Let's center this up. Hold on one second. I want to make sure this is centered up real nice. And what I do, if I don't have my measuring tape, because usually I measure it, I have a thing about making sure everything is real nice and neat and everything. I'll use my finger, because to me that's about an inch. Like right here, my first knuckle is about an inch. That's not always the case with everybody. And I go from the outside, the inside edge, not out here, but the one that's in here, to the actual paper. Okay, so that's that. That's that. Okay, now we got to go there to there. Okay, so it's right. So we're good there. Okay. So we're going to put this back in here. And then we'll put this backing right back on here again, like we had it originally. Put her back together. I know I'm a little bit particular. That's why I say that I'm a little judgmental and crucial to myself about how I do things, because I just don't like to. I like things to look nice and neat and professional and things like that. So, are we ready to check her out again? Because I am. There she goes. There she goes. Give me 1 second, and we'll get all tied up close and personal with it, because I think it came out beautiful. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that's what she looks like. Remember, I told you I was going to do it all in the same video. I know that this is not one of my typical long videos, because typically I do longer videos, but because of the fact that this was just a sealing and framing, and the other thing, because that sealer, it said about 30 minutes. Well, because I put it on so thick, I gave it about an hour, hour and a half. So it seemed like it was dry at the half-hour mark, but I didn't want to roll the dice and risk it. So I went ahead and waited like 2 hours, but I didn't want to make you guys wait. So, like I said, due to technology, we're going to be able to fix it so it looks like it was, 2 hours later. But it according to how y'all were going to be seeing it, it's not. But I waited the 2 hours, because I waited an hour and a half. And then at 2 hours, I figured, because I was getting ready to fix up supper and all that stuff, so I got a little bit distracted and all that stuff. So it was more like 2 hours. Yeah. But that sealant, there's enough for me to do the other diamond painting that I'm doing, and possibly one more after that. So we may get 3 out of it, but for the price that I paid for it, I think I only paid like $3.98 for it through Temu. And I think that was a really good deal, because like I said, I purchased it because other YouTubers and content creators had bought it through, sorry, my husband's cuckoo clock. Sometimes it gets me distracted too. And content creators from YouTube, Instagram, things like that. They bought it through Amazon, and it comes in a packet too through Amazon. So I didn't want to roll the dice and buy 2 containers of it if I didn't like the results of it, even though other people, because some of the stuff that I might be doing, other people may not like, but they might find something that they do like. So that's why I do so many different little things here and there. Lately, it's been a lot of diamond art, and I did the one cooking one. But overall, I've got, like I said, I've got some ideas coming down. So, let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, I got my next project in the mail, and I'm kind of looking forward to that one, because that one's a real cute little thing that a lot of people probably don't think of, or that they hadn't tried or would like to try. So, ta-ta for now. This is Trish. Remember, if you have nothing nice to say about somebody or something, don't say anything at all. Bye.